What's up? They were saying you were crying.
Oh, that old yarn.
Yeah,
I see. They were spinning that tail again. I'm good to go.
I'm good to go too. So, I feel like
We
we
did
should
it.
talk about
You really took charge for the person who's like, I don't ever have a plan.
yeah.
You just said what we should talk about
I
and
well,
then
I have
started.
I am motivated at you and me, we make educational content, right?
I like where
I
this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I've made a lot of educational content for the last
that's
year,
true.
right? Like a
Mhm.
lot. And then I know you've made educational content for a little while, like,
That's
maybe
true.
a few years,
Mhm.
quite a few years, in fact.
What is happening, everybody? My name is Steven or Sajam, and I'm here to bring you guys the most incredible, in-depth tutorial for Magneto you have ever seen.
Brian F., another friend of the stream,
Mustache.
shaved his mustache,
Yeah,
but
that's
Diaphone
true.
grew one back. You
Mhm.
saw that, right? I showed you that, right?
Yeah, I immediately was like, yeah, it's just the worst. And then you were like, no, that's not what I mean. And I
Dude,
was like, yeah, it is, right?
there's so much educational content out, but no,
Mhm.
like that topic keeps coming out. And you know what I feel like it really just boils down to is what they mean is like, I want educational content that caters to my specific needs, and that's it.
Yeah. There's some tweets about educational content. And I realized there's a couple of things. I think you're right on step one. Yeah, that everybody tweets like there's not enough educational content. What that means is they typed into their browser, they're like, how me get good. They click the first link and they watch for 5 seconds and they're like, I'm bored. This is
Yeah,
bored,
that's
streamer.
basically
I'm
it.
not learning. And then they're like, this educational content, it doesn't exist. I can't
Yeah,
find
it
it.
just
Or
doesn't
like
work,
it's like,
dude. Shit's not telling me what to do.
yeah.
Hard enough. I've noticed you have to have different mediums on which you're talking to, like how you introduce concepts to people. I'll say, like, I know people that have gone through the motions of like, oh, I had like a big ego because how I did at the start of the game, then I started doing bad. And sometimes people like hear that, they're like, oh, I'm doing that. You and Brian F are both over 100,000 subs. Like you're both pretty big.
You've grown 35,000 subs, basically only doing educational content.
Yeah,
And the
basically.
occasional shit post.
And then
but
I
like
do, then I
90
talk about like, oh, like I'm drinking lemonade, which I am doing.
Yeah, that's the other 1% of where the subs come from. The thing is that so much of it exists in so many places. So Brian makes it, right? You mentioned he does all Street Fighter stuff. In Strive, I feel like there's like 7 of us. So no matter what game you're looking for, you'll probably find something. And I think there's a couple of things. You mentioned you have to find someone who teaches the way you resonate. I had like a math teacher who was like, I couldn't learn from him because I hated him. It was mutual, I think. So like I just refused to learn from him because he was just so rude to everyone that I was like, fuck this guy. So like, it's teachers, they can be either not, the material's not good for them or how they teach is not good, or they can just be pieces of shit assholes like this guy. That's part of like finding the content that works for you is the same way, I think. You got to find someone who fits your vibe, and teaches in the way you like.
Diaphone, then like Hotashi makes educational content sometimes. Like there's a lot of people who still just do it, just not all the time.
You gave people homework.
And that's something they're excited for. Yeah. I don't know. I think Strive is like a weird position because I think a lot of people came into it from other anime games that weren't as prominent. Like, I mean, it's funny because now they're kind of having like the Strive anime community is kind of having like a renaissance about it because they're like, oh, we went to Japan. They just play. And they're just like what? Yeah. What the fuck? I'd say like almost every player I played at Evo Japan basically knew how to fight Testament. Like even like random Eno player that I played like first round was like actually kind of good against Testament. There's like nobody here good against Testament because they struggle a little bit and they're just like, I'm out, dude. I'm playing Happy Chaos.
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, that's what they do, dude.
In the tower, just running the opposite way.
The next time I see them, it's like their description on the game is this game sucks, and they're playing Happy Chaos. That's like the next like the change, dude.
At the highest level, most of the best players in the world are not that far apart in skill in most games, right? Like they're like kind of close, right? Like Japan just being like that is not that uncommon, and like them just smoking people is not that uncommon. But it can't shatter your reality, I think. Like, because Mochi dash blocked, and then by the way, next weekend at Evo Japan got like 95th.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we like tied, dude. Me and Mochi tied, and I got double eliminated by an Anji player outside of top 96. Can I complain about Evo Japan?
We should talk about Evo Japan. You went.
Yeah, I did go. I did. Japan trip. Like Vineeth posted, bad tournament. Like I'm unhappy, but then like bad tournament Japan.
Yeah,
It's
you're like all
awesome.
excited. You're like, oh, I'm in Japan and it's a bad tournament. Let's go.
So, like, being in Japan was fun and I had a great time. As a trans woman, stuff I take makes me get very dehydrated. It is a very hot venue. There is water a short distance away. I had team leader Bobby Siege. He was on go get me water duty. I think he got me about 4 liters of water across Evo Japan Day, and I drank it in about 30 minutes. I was going fucking crazy, dude. Like, it was so bad. It was so smelly. There was a fog machine with fog that did not dissipate. People saw that at the top of the ceiling, and they're like, that is gamers must, dude. That is like gamer mist. They thought that, like, literally everyone in the fucking venue was like, that is gamer mist up there. That's how bad it was. It feels so bad. I think it was Leffen. Oh, like I got like a bunch of tickets for my friends and I to watch like top 8 or something. And then it's like nobody wanted to go because of how bad the venue was.
That was like the first message I got. It was like, you messaged me and said, I think my DNA changed being in the gamer mist. Like,
yeah, I'm joining the X-Men, dude.
What about the actual tournament experience?
Okay.
Like, I'm sure they had 17 setups per pool. They ran on time, online brackets, the normal stuff, right?
Why did you preface that, dude? There's one setup per pool. There are 60 setups beside us for Tekken that they just didn't use. They would be very hesitant to just DQ someone. Sometimes they're too fast to DQ people. Basically,
Obama got DQ'd
in like 30 seconds or something. Like he was like, hey,
his bracket runner was 40 minutes late.
For his Tekken bracket, I don't know, he went like sicko mode. He like lost his marbles or something. Took the bracket from the guy and just ran it himself. He ran the bracket himself.
Jonathan Tene said he waited like 2 or 3 hours to play one match.
Jonathan was like telling everybody as he's like sitting there, he's like, Mochi's in front of me, bro. And he's dying and I'm dying. Like, it's like that meme, it's like, do we really need anyone else? I think the one that hit me the hardest, they didn't flip brackets. Let's say you make it out of your pool and loser. You move from that pool to a different pool to prevent double jeopardy. They didn't do that. If you play somebody in winners finals, they lose the next match, you are very likely to play that person to make it out of your pool.
Which is why you got double jeopardy.
Which is I got double jeopardy by unknown Odianji. Jay Nasty. I saw him at the start of my pool and he's like, I gotta be on stream, bro. 2 hours later, then he's like, I'm still waiting to be on stream, bro. But I was already gone at this point. I see him talk on Discord. He's like, I am still waiting to be on stream.
He's just posting pictures of his dog, and then he's like, I'm gonna kill whoever ran this tournament.
So that was a cool experience. First tournament back in 4 years was a good one. Like, okay, let me tell you what I told Obama. I was like, it can't be any worse than Archive of 2019, because that one was a real shitter.
You stepped into the mist.
I stepped into the mist, and I felt it.
I'll tell you my Evo Japan experience.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I walked into the studio.
Okay. Where's the studio?
San Francisco living room. I take my shoes off because I wanted to be respectful in someone else's house.
Wow, so I like that.
I got to see the ankle socks.
Okay.
I walk over there like we got a fridge stocked full of Japanese teas and drinks, and we have cold brew here. They had like a bottle of coffee, cold brew coffee for me, and Japanese snacks. And I sat there on the cozy couch with the Ipes and Steve and our jammies, and we watched Evo Japan.
Not my experience, dude. Obama told me it was so bad on Friday. This is before they opened the shutters. He said he threw out the clothes he had on Friday.
He said that.
Yeah, he did say that. In person, I was like, how are you doing? He's like, awful.
The fact that people are tweeting like, hey, we're never going to let this tournament be as bad as this again, like, etc. I think like the energy is certainly, they know that it got super bad. If you're someone who lives there, you want the tournament to be good. Yeah. Which is why I understand Giuna tweeting, if they just fixed everything about the tournament, like the tournament would be great. Like, yeah, dude, I'm sure it would be.
Like, if you turn on the AC, that would help.
But like, yeah, I can imagine the experience. And paying all that money to go out there is like pretty brutal. Shame.
Well, luckily, I did not have to do that. There's a little also asterisk beside that one too.
I was gonna say, speaking of which, we should probably talk about Counter Logic Gaming.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Got off the plane with the gamer mist still fresh in your DNA, and then
in my molecules, dude, like straight up in my molecules, it was still there, and I got fired. And like, so what happened was, and let me tell you some of the worst stuff with this. Me and the team had no idea. We literally filmed content. Literally, the last day, we were still filming content for the YouTube channel. They're even making like a mini documentary about me going back to tournaments. They had a cute interview with Obama. I liked it. It's kind of cursed now, but like in like 4 days, if CLG was still a thing, me and Sajam, me and you would have done like some hosting for CLG.
They were gonna host an online tournament.
Yeah.
And the day before, I messaged Bobby and I was like, hey, what's the date for the, and he was like, oh, it's gonna be this date, etc., like, you know. But then I just got like a message Monday that said stand by for more news about, you know, the tournament.
Yeah.
And then,
well, let me tell you my timeline. I left earlier than I wanted to because I had CLG stuff to do. I land after like a 14-hour flight. I saw Cody tweet "not again" or some shit like that.
oh no.
And I was like, I wonder what that's about. I hope they're okay. And then I looked at our Discord, and I saw company-wide meeting. It's urgent in 10 minutes. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, maybe it's okay. Maybe they're like, I don't know, new sponsor or something. I had a little bit of copium. I still had another flight. Then I landed off my next flight, and Bobby is like, we have another emergency meeting for the FCC people. And I'm like, okay, we're dead. Yeah, we were dead, dude. When I got home, I had a meeting with them, and basically the CEO was like, we got bought out by NRS. Everyone's fired except for the league team. Oh yeah, and not NRS. How cool would that be?
It's like you guys got bought out. Ed Boon wagged his eyebrows.
They're basically like, Thursday you're done, and that's it. So on Thursday we're done, and it's sad because like I loved working with the people there, and like the team is great. Like Cuddle, ApologyMan, Brian, and Chris were really great. I loved working with them. Like literally, like in our Japan trip, like I spent like a whole day hanging out with them. Basically, legitimately, they were just like great people to work with and like be with. Like they were just fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I'm in a very good position. I'm very privileged for how well I'm doing, but I'm like very worried about how like other people bounce back and stuff like that. And it's like sucks. I had like 3 delayed flights. I had to reschedule one, and then I had like a 13-hour flight, right? And it was miserable. I get to the airport and they lost my luggage. I've not flown in a long time. I'm in a different country. I'm tired as fuck. I was like, I'm just ready to fucking baw in the middle of this airport, dude. And I was like, I messaged Bobby, who's like our boss, basically. And I was like, can you please pick me up and get me like drinks and like stuff like that? And he did it all. Then he went to 7-Eleven and got me clothes for like the next few days. Like he was so good.
Clear thing is that like all the CLG people like didn't know. Like all
literally none of us knew.
Finding people, people are like working on content, firing stuff up, and then like they're like, oh, I guess none of us, including me, have jobs now.
Yeah, literally nobody knew. Like literally 2 days before, Bobby asked everyone, what do you guys think of our content right now? Like, are we making good content? Can we work on it like a different way? Like stuff like that. Like I felt most sad in my position of privilege that I wouldn't have a job as fun or as comfortable as that again, because it's like
the CLG fighting game team was like, what if you took the people that people like the most, like just the nicest people, and put them on a team? Like that was kind of like the Avengers with like everybody's chilling.
Union leader Brian was our union leader. In the meetings, it was Big Brother Brian taking care of business for us, and we just sat there and watched like elementary school children. CLG's just Cality gaming now.
You know, on that topic, right? I know that you went to Evo Japan. It was your first tournament back, and you're like, all right, the first of many. And then the CLG news happened, and then now HackerMan is running rampant on us too. So like, what's up? What you up to? Are you playing any checkers? Like,
dude, I'm playing Hearts of Iron 4, Crusader Kings 3.
Sounds like
I bought Everspace 2. That game looks fun. I played Planet Coaster because I watched Jerma play it and it looked fun.
Have you even looked at Strive?
No.
I guess the combination of the game not being playable as a streamer since season 2 came out, basically, and then CLG, you're just like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, well, it's like, it's hard to disconnect like the feeling of, this is my job and it's gone, and like I really enjoyed it. And it's hard to be down about it. I feel a little bit better now, but like definitely for the last like 10 days, I was like, oh, I don't want to do shit. It's like, if it's so bad, like if it's on such a fundamental level, if it's on such a fundamental level where you just can't play, I might as well just ask Pep to come over to my house and play me offline if I really want to play. That's basically the extent of like what I can do right now. Like, it's just like, why can I just not play online? Like, why is that such a fucking problem?
Bridget came out, and I got to play a little bit of Bridget, right, which is cool. HackerMan came up and started doing stuff right around when
HackerMan did come out, dude. He came out like in November.
HackerMan got released. He's fucking Batman. My name when the game was Win Sin for like a year, and Sin came out, and HackerMan hit and I couldn't play since.
Took your fun,
So
dude.
then he got bored. So I finally got to play the character I've been waiting to play since people have been asking me since beta, who do you want in the game? I'm like, I would like to play Sin.
Yeah.
So then HackerMan finally gets bored. I
Played
could
Sin
play
in
for
older
a-
games too.
And then HackerMan just comes back for Bedman, so I can't play again. So it's like, dude, it's funny that I made a video in 2019 that was like, stop making excuses for fighting games and like how bad the online is. And it's so funny that it's 2022 and everybody's like, damn, I wish I could play my fighting game online. Like last time, the events and stuff, they had some issues, but they still went. Right now, no one can play. There's no tournaments, there's no streamers, there's nothing to do with the game. Like, and the general experience is bad because before it was like HackerMan hit streamers, and I would just tell my chat, like, look, it's gonna happen to me, but you guys can just keep playing. So right now the servers are so messed up that it's like no one can play. Like streamers can't play. Like there's nothing you can do about the game. The game is just right now it doesn't exist basically almost.
Not being able to play just makes me feel like, oh, I want to just be a Street Fighter player. Like I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, I'm kind of done. If it's like gonna be like this, if there's no hope of improvement, which like I'm getting to that point. Like they said this was fixed and it's worse. I mean, I don't really have a lot of faith in them. Like they definitely make fun games, right? Like it's fun when you play. Last stream, yeah, I put on music that makes you poop 2.0 because I wanted to see if it would work on my chat. And then I drank Pilk.
Yeah,
it was a good stream.
You clicked end stream on OBS and you're like, another banger.
Good stream, another good stream on my end. Yeah, they don't watch me for Fall Guys, dude. They watch me for Guilty Gear Strive and music that makes you poop 2.0. I don't know. I don't have a solution. It's just like, what do I do besides like, please just fix the servers, dude. Junior did make a comment about that. I did see that.
You know, like, you know how Brian is, all his YouTube videos, he like stares directly at the camera like this. Like,
yeah, I love that. I love that.
Like staring. We need a video where he just posted up like doing the I had to do it to him pose to the camera and being like,
that's my king. I watched his video on CLG because it's like, oh, I wonder what Brian thinks. It's like 30 minutes long. It's so funny. He's got like the most adult perspective of it. He's like literally like, them's the breaks, dude. It's just capitalism and that's it. I'm so sad he shaved his mustache. What did you do, dude?
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. You know why? It's because him and Diaphone, when they wield mustaches, it's like they are like nerfing themselves on purpose.
You make them sound like it's like encumbered with a mustache, dude.
It is. Have you seen what it looks like on their face? There's no way it sits there. It's like when you're encumbered in Skyrim and you can't walk fast.
There's no running. You're telling me Diaphone can't run with a mustache?
Hell no. Can you imagine how much shit would get stuck in his mustache just walking around that fast? It's like a windshield with bugs, you know?
Why? Why do you always do Diaphone so dirty, dude?
It's because they both look great without mustaches. And then they grow mustaches and then look worse on purpose and then act like it's a normal thing to do. And I'm like, both of you know better.
Obama in my chat said, Sajam will tell me how bad gatekeeping is, then gatekeep facial hair. Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if he was part of the facial hair community, he would understand that the follically challenged would look at a mustache like that and just be like, why, yada.
I can't believe you said Diaphone's mustache is like a windshield wiper, dude. That's crazy.
What happens when your mustache gets super long too is like, first of all, it no longer just sits there. It reaches around and like it gets in your face and like if you try to eat something, like if you drink coffee or something soupy, like that's a problem. So then you got to clean everything and it gets in your mouth. It's gross.
It sounds gross. It sounds so gross.
Have you ever seen Eris eat? I'm not joking. He parts his mustache up and he has to wield his fingers to like lift his mustache.
That can't be real.
I'm not joking.
Really?
And then afterwards he like has a mustache comb and he's like,
really? Dude.
Yeah, it's a whole endeavor. You know how I eat incredibly fast. I'm known for eating really fast. If my mustache grows out, by the end, it's gonna look like I killed someone.
If it's so bad where like you eat like food and then you're coughing straight in the shower for an emergency beard clean, I feel like you should just like not have a beard, you know?
The other thing about Eris's facial hair, the other great mystery is someone asked if he tucks his beard in to his blanket when he sleeps or he puts it over. And that's the wildest thing I've ever heard in my life. And ever since I thought about that, I was like, damn, if you have a long beard, you really got to think about
Someone in my chat said I'm the architect of this anti-mustache movement. That's not me, dude. I told Brian I liked his mustache. And he was just like, cool.
If you ever talk with him in person or like talk with him, like you'd be like, Brian, I like your mustache. He's like, cool. Ha ha ha. Yeah, cool. Ha ha. Like he has whole head moves.
Been walking around all day on our content day on Wednesday. We were all tired as fuck from walking around all day, and we wanted to sit someplace, so we went to like a Starbucks, and every seat in there was taken, but most of them were like someone would put their sweatshirt or something on a seat and then go up and order, so it was saved for them.
Yeah.
Beneath went there and he just moved someone's sweatshirt off to the side and just sat there. He was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna guide and smash it. I was like, I can't do that with you, dude. That's too much. I watched him from outside the Starbucks. Like, there's two women, young adult women, that go up to Beneath. I see his expression like morph into like horror, and he just gets up and runs away. Like, he literally runs. Like, it's not like a walk, it's like a run. So I'm like, what happened? And he's like, dude, I was like, I thought they would be like, oh, sumimasen. But they walked up and said like, nani to me. And I got nervous. He ran away because I guess the response wasn't as comfortable.
I thought they were going to like say something rude. They
Yeah.
literally were just like,
I was
"What
like,
are
this
you
dude is
doing
gonna
here?"
like, they must have said something really mean to him for him to run away. But
Vile.
no, he tried to guide and smash a little too hard
Yeah.
on that
If
one.
you got
Though this one's actually kind of crazy. So the second day, he's late for his pool. Have you heard this?
Oh, I didn't know he was late.
He was late for his pool. They're calling for him. He's talking to Bobby. By the way, I want to really emphasize this, and this is gonna be important. Bobby is a tall, swole ass white dude. He's like, can you just like do something? So Bobby sits down and pretends to be Beneath while he's waiting for him to get in, and he like checks his phone, he stretches his hands, he's like button check, you know, like he stalls in every way imaginable, like every single way imaginable. And then eventually Beneath shows, like right before they actually get into the game, and they swap places. Like they just straight up swap places in front of the guy. Beneath basically said in a very like summarized way, the TO was flabbergasted but said nothing. The best part to me, the guy that the ApologyMan was playing apparently knew who he was and was like, after the game, he was like, yeah, I'm a big fan. I was like wondering why this dude was sitting beside me, and I was like, that isn't Beneath.
Oh my god, the fact that it's someone who knew him is so much better.
I know, it makes it so much better.
Everybody there seems like they have a lot of stories about what went down. I feel like
yeah, like war stories, dude. That's how it kind of feels. I was in the trenches.
How are your travel plans now that you're not on CLG?
Well, like I intended to do a lot this year. I don't know if I'm definitely not doing as much. I already said I do Combo Breaker. I already signed up. I got my flight. I still need to find my hotel. One after that will probably be Evo, and I don't know if I'm doing anyone else. I really want to go to Combo Breaker or like Evo, so I could see a lot of people that would want to meet me too. I mean, I'm not feeling fighting games right now because I can't play the one I mainly compete in. By then, I may just like SF6. So who knows?
Yeah. I'm actually really curious about that. Do you have much experience with Street Fighter? I don't remember. I think you played. Yeah, I was gonna say you played for fun, right?
Yeah, I played Dudley in 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sagat's cool. I want to play Marissa in 6. Though. I think it's more along the lines of like, oh, I just want to play the games, and that's kind of it.
But like, I know so many people who don't play Street Fighter at all, who are like, Street Fighter is gonna be my main game. I can't wait to go main Street Fighter. I'm like, I worry for them. I try to be like, listen, when a 76-year-old man starts flash kicking and sonic booming you, and you're like, this is cringe. I can't air dash. I want you to know that it's okay. This game might not be for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The Street Fighter is a very particular speed and style of game, and it's just not for everybody, and that's okay. You don't need to play it and get $1 million. I really think people are gonna get shattered if they don't.
Oh, easily. I mean, a lot of people do that with Strive too. There's so many people who cannot go down. Like if there's not a character that just goes ham, or there's like a character that prevents them from going ham, it's like their enjoyment of the game is shattered.
And 6 has really good projectiles. I gotta say, Hanzo's the funniest person sometimes.
I'm so sad I didn't get to see Hanzo at Evo Japan.
He was with me.
Yeah.
This is true. He pulled up to drive me from my hotel to the location we were filming, and he said, hop in. And I was like, oh, this is your car. And he said, yes, the pussy wagon. And then I jumped in. I
wish Hanzo was my chauffeur, dude.
And then we talked about Dungeons and Dragons. So it's basically exactly like what you expected.
Kizzy said, for the hacker that is hacking Strife, Kai is top 3 in Strife. Now can you let me play the game in peace?
I feel
The
bad.
bargaining, dude.
If Arxis like posts an update and it's like, hey,
Please wait warmly.
I'm
They
gonna,
please
like,
wait warmly. My ass, I'm gonna lose it, dude. I'm gonna just stream Modern Warfare 2 or something. I'm just gonna be a COD streamer.
I saw a clip of a guy just killing the son and dad who are playing together. He's like, Dad, I'm down. You gotta come pick me up. And then like the dad goes to get him, and he's like, No, you're gonna die too. And it was the funniest thing.
That's cute though. I love that.
I have no mercy for stuff like that. I feel like I talked about this with Tasty Steve, and he was like at a fighting game tournament. If I had to play a kid, I'd beat the shit out of him. I would just fucking go. I would triple perfect. Like I don't care. Like that kind of stuff. I like, I've let a kid win a round before it against me.
Oh, not me. Never.
I'm like, this motherfucker's got to go in the most painful way.
Like the
I'm
Jay Wong clip. That's how I'm trying to live.
I would destroy that family, and I'd be like, I hope your dinner's cold and you guys don't make it.
That's ham. I just wanted to win against a kid. I didn't want to like vanish their bloodline.
Yeah, well, in game.
Oh, it was the Soul incident. That was funny. That was when I was having fun. I would just watch people just like gang up on you. But I was so small at the time, like no one would ever watch me. Like, it'd be like my 200, 300 viewers were like, oh, let's go, Cal80, love Soul. And then like I go in your stream chat and they're like, stupid Sajam playing Soul / again. My +2, 30 frames, broken, dude. It's like the best of both worlds.
You were guilt-free Soul.
Yeah, but then I had my own Happy Chaos incident.
You invented all this nasty shit, and then everybody went from like not believing you that the character was good to being like, this is ruining the game.
It's so funny that shit is like mythology now, the way that people talk about it. They're like, oh, dude, we knew Happy Chaos was good from the get-go. I remember I used to say Happy Chaos was 6th before I found a lot of this. When I was just doing like the clean hit stuff, people did not believe me. They were like, you were fucking crazy. I remember it changed in like March. Like in March, how Hotashi made like a video about like how fucked up like Happy Chaos is, and then everyone suddenly was like, oh, this character's broken.
It's funny how it turns around like that. You just
need
one little poke, and then all of a sudden
exactly, it's like everything just comes spilling out. Honestly, I think Hotashi may be the gatekeeper for character strength. Like as soon as he says like you may hate on this character, that it's like okay, sure.
Yeah, he's always just like, what is this character like fornicating on my good old-fashioned Guilty Gear? Henceforth I cannot move, for once my opponent's bayonet is wrested from thy gun, and they shoot and shoot again. Like, there's horns playing and shit.
He definitely said some shit like that back in Exerd, but I remember like I think he called me like fair lady once. I was like, that's cool. And then now I'm just like, this dude is actually from the 1400s. Have you ever heard of the game Kingdom Come Deliverance? He's straight out of that shit, dude.
Like a Disney villain, he's not like real evil. He's like cartoon evil,
Yeah. Humanity reaches yet further depths of finality with every sordid Guilty Gear Strive vocal track release. A pox upon the ears, pervasive.
He said period and then pervasive after.
I would be like, dude, you wrote this about something I made.
Yeah.
You said it was a pox upon the ears. Like, that does not.
Yeah. Well, also imagine his neighbors. Like, his neighbors complained about his noise, right? And I'm not surprised because they're like, dude, the fucking, like, Count Dracula's monologuing over there again. They're like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah. Oh, it's about 7, so I actually have to go. We did talk about a lot. I think this is like for 3 hours, so I'm glad I got to complain about the servers in Evo Japan.
Yes, yeah, it was a good time.
I'm gonna go eat. Thanks for having me on. It was fun.
Yeah, come by again sometime.
Yeah.